Starting off this countdown, we have the demons. Okay, so this has been a common fear among many users. A lot of people made posts asking questions like, I'm a religious person, can I still use this app? They believe that it goes against their religious beliefs, because it's theorized that this app taps into the spiritual world. Yep, some people think that this app is somewhat satanic, and that when you set your intentions, dark spirits or demons are the ones that make it happen for you. I mean, on the app's website, they even talk about how it's meant to explore and enhance spirituality. And a lot of eerie coincidences have happened with the app. So a lot of people believe that the app is no good and is kind of like making a deal with the devil every time you use it. In our 9th spot, we have the tracker. So with this app, it brings you to a random location, or so they claim it to be random. Theory goes that they actually set this whole thing up to make your intention come true. For example, if your intention was soccer, then they would go to the location before you get there and plant, I don't know, a soccer ball there. That way when you get there, you're totally shocked, like, oh my gosh, a soccer ball, it's totally true, you know? Meanwhile, they actually just planted the item there for you to find. Or maybe the locations are not random at all. They are already predetermined with planted objects. Moving on to number 8, we have the hackers. This next theory is that people are hacking into the app and seeing what locations people are traveling to. They then go there before you and wait until you arrive. They then will either kidnap, rob, or kill you, or who knows what else. Now, this is actually a pretty creepy theory, considering tons of users have made posts saying how they arrived at a location and found somebody already there waiting for them. In one case, a user said that there was a creepy van at the location, which was an abandoned area, so it's not like they had any business being there themselves, and the van ended up following them for miles until they could lose them. So if you use this app, be careful. In our 7th spot, we have the magical app. So a lot of strange coincidences have happened to users of this app. Some are fairly scary, others are actually pretty heartwarming. For example, one user's intention was love, and they got sent to a cemetery where their brother was buried. Another user asked for anything to do with their best friend who died 2 years prior. At the location, she saw a raven and it dropped a feather. Well, when her friend was alive, she told her that if she were to have a spirit animal, it would be a raven. Pretty freaky, but cool, right? So now people believe that this app uses magic to make everyone's intentions come true, which is why you have to be careful what you wish for. If your intention is death, something bad could happen. Making our way down the list at number 6, we have artificial intelligence. So this app generates a location for you using like quantum physics and a bunch of other things I don't understand. Basically, it said that random numbers are converted into coordinate locations for you. But theory goes that this isn't so random at all. In fact, the app is an advanced version of artificial intelligence, and the AI is so smart that it picks a location that it knows has something there to fulfill your intention. That's one smart AI if that's the case. Something Siri could never do. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the dark intentions. Another theory surrounding this app is that it was set up by a group of people. One of the possibilities was that it was created by the government or police to see how easy it is to control citizens, which is freaky considering most users do exactly what the app tells them to do. Or that they created it to see how different people would react in different situations. An alternate theory is that it was created by a bunch of people from the dark web. They are now planning to use this app to get away with crimes. For example, sending people to a crime scene to either mess with evidence or set them up to be at fault for the crimes. In our 4th spot, we have the simulation. Another theory is that this app was created to prove to the world that we live in a simulation. So if you look at the company's Twitter account and check out the accounts they follow, it's pretty weird. They mainly follow conspiracy theorists or paranormal and alien researchers. They also follow other people that post frequently about the simulation theory and dimension jumping. Pretty freaking weird, we know what they're into now. So it's believed that this app somehow has a connection to all this. Somehow this app alters our reality. It proves we are living in a simulation and tries to break us from our predetermined destinies. Moving on to number 3, we have the Russian experiment. So it's said that this app was developed by 2 Russian scientists and their team of mystery individuals. Besides that, we really don't know who the developers are. In a post they made about the app, they said that a person who only goes by the name Comrade came upon some sort of technology, which the developers then turned into a game. So yeah, 2 Russian men teamed up with some mystery man Comrade to turn some weird piece of technology into a game. I have so many questions. I'm just as confused as you are. And why does this have to be such a big mystery? It's crazy. So now theory goes that we are part of some sort of Russian experiment. At least it's not the Russian sleep experiment, that's all I have to say. In our second spot, we have the glitch in the matrix. Multiple users of the app claim that the app causes glitches in our matrix, and that using it too often can result in negative consequences. For example, one user used this app multiple times within 2 months. That's when bad things started happening to him. One day, a tree fell from his front lawn and crushed his brand new truck. Days later, his cat went missing and was found dead floating in his neighbor's pool. He then gets stung by 14 wasps, and then someone breaks into his home. So he's convinced that by using this app so much, he disturbed the matrix. So it's believed that this app kind of like hacks our reality and sets a new outcome for us, which goes against our already predetermined path. That's why a lot of people feel anxious when going on these adventures. It's because you are literally disturbing the matrix. And in our number 1 spot, we have the parallel universe. This next theory states that you can use the app to travel to alternate dimensions. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. People have had some creepy coincidences happen to them while randonauting. Like, one girl's intention was death, and while going to the location, she found a woman holding her husband who had been shot. On a less sad note, another person set their intention as the color red, and they got brought to a garden that had one single red flower. So theory goes that this app somehow transports you to another dimension whose timeline fits with your intentions. Lots of people that have gone randonauting have claimed that their life was never the same after. Like, they noticed things around them had changed, people's mannerisms were different, as if they were in another universe. And take a look at this. Some say that you can tell if you've jumped dimensions if there's an increase in owl sightings. They call it the owl's eternity test. And guess what? The owl is the official mascot of the community. Mind blown.
Starting us off at number 10 is the validity. So a lot of people are skeptical over whether or not the coordinates generated are random or not. Like with that viral case of those friends finding the bodies in the suitcases, how on earth would the app randomly generate coordinates that would lead them to a murder case? There's chance and probability, and then there's just straight up rigging the system. Now, according to The Atlantic, the app bases itself on the fact that our brains can influence a computer random number generator, which I find very hard to believe. The evidence of that case is based in research carried out by Princeton back in 1979, where they concluded that we can use micropsychokinesis to affect machines in small ways. Hence, the app asks for our intention, and the whole thing is just based on our intentions. But psychokinesis is a psychic ability, a way to influence something without touching it, and even if it was real, it's definitely not common. It's not like everyone who's used the app has the ability, so how are the coordinates as accurate as they are? That mystery remains unsolved. I've always wanted to do that. Coming in at number 9 is a scam part 1. Now, keeping on track with the app's coordinates, let's tackle it at a more basic level with intentions like red and blue or purple. The app will take the person to an object or building or something of that color, and the person is just bamboozled that technology is somehow so magic. Even with abstract intentions like closure or happiness, people have still had the same reaction when they're taken to seemingly empty coordinates of a field or a forest clearing, for example. Like, Jennifer, how is this forest clearing giving you closure? It's not. Well, the app is basically a perfect demonstration of the Barnum-Forer effect and confirmation bias. There's my high school psychology coming in though. Thank you, Miss Barker, for enlightening my soul. Now, confirmation bias refers to the tendency for us to interpret or search for or recall information in a way that supports our already in place beliefs. So for example, say you text someone and they don't reply. A normal person would just assume the other person is busy. Now, someone with lower self-esteem probably thought this person didn't like like them already, and the fact they never responded to the text just confirms this preconceived fact that they don't like them. Similarly, on Randonautica, if you believe your intention that you're going to find something that's going to make you happy or give you closure, then finding a creek will somehow make sense to you and make you believe it. Like, of course this creek symbolizes happiness, how can it not? At number 8, we have a scam part 2. And the Barnum Forer effect, on the other hand, is when someone believes that a description applies specifically and personally to them, when really the description could apply to literally everyone. So again, let's take the happiness and the creek example. Anyone can look at a creek and think it's a beautiful, free experience to watch. The Barnum Forer effect will have the randonauta believe that they were meant to find this creek. The declined slope of the creek represents their personal decline in life. The fast water reminds them of life just rushing them by. The whole picture is just a reminder to themselves and only to them to take things slow and that they'll find happiness. When really, my description right there could be applied to so many people looking at a downward stream, you know? Filling at number 7 slot is the bag. So Instagram user Natalie Wernick shared her randonauting story with the page randonautica_challenge, and it's pretty screwed up. Her and her cousins followed the coordinates which took them to a park. The park was empty and really nothing sinister was going on. Weirdly enough, the exact location led them to a plastic bag on a bench. It had a sweater and a beige bag inside, which was even more sus. The user shared that they lived in Juarez, Mexico, where people's body parts have been found in freezers and bags quite frequently these days. They didn't want to open the bag in case they saw something that could scar them for life, but the bag is just there. And why were the items inside a plastic bag? I feel like someone would only do that if they wanted to dispose of these things. The user obviously didn't report the incident to anyone, but who did that stuff belong to? Are they even alive still? What's happening there? Now at number 6 is the logo. Now if you haven't downloaded the app or seen the logo, it's basically a golden circle with an owl in the middle of it tilting its head to the side. And of course on top of it just says Randonautica. Now according to the app's creator Comrade, the owl symbolizes the path of wisdom, learning, and how you can influence the future. Owls can see in the dark, and randonauts are going to places that are outside their conscious awareness, which is also kind of like traveling in the dark. On the other hand, there are also a lot of superstitious beliefs surrounding owls. Certain Native American tribes and Germanic tribes believe the owl represents wisdom but also brings about death. The circles around the eyes of owls have caused some tribes to believe they're the fingernails of lost souls and ghosts. Could that be the reason the app has caused people to find such horrible things? Are owls linked to the supernatural, and do the creators knowingly use it as the logo for that reason? Who knows? Coming in at number 5 is creepy. Now this has happened to a handful of Randonautica users on Reddit. They've set their intention to something creepy or scary, and the coordinates will end up being just another part of their house. Like A, what the hell is in my house that the app deems creepy? B, how do you even know the inside of my house and what's in it? C, if I walk there, am I gonna get killed or possessed? Like, can you imagine the user put in something worse like murder and the coordinates was still in their own house? What does the app know about the house that you don't? It's mysterious and it's a freaking creepy. At number 4 is location. Now I know everyone's so worried about the Chinese government and TikTok having access to our private information, but this app literally knows exactly where we are, where we're going, and where we've been based on the app. That's 13 million people in the US that have downloaded this app and are using it whose location is now accessible. Is that not a worrying thing? Your location is one of the biggest things you should keep private, so I find it ironic and funny how just nobody cares about this. It's all like, yeah, ban TikTok, blah blah blah, but Randonautica's like, he, just sneaking up on the side, devil's advocate. Filling at number 3 slot is the cover up. Now hypothetically, say the app leads you to a crime scene, which it has before. Now you don't know it's a crime scene and you're putting your hands all over this bag or luggage bag, whatever it is. You open it and see a dismembered body and you don't know what to do. Do you call the police and tell them that you found a body? But what if they come and think it was you behind the crime since your prints are now all over it? What if the creators of the app are actually linked to the mafia or a crime gang of some kind who are behind all these crimes, and this app was just a way they made to just cover up the crimes, blame them on other people, draw attention to them to make them look like random incidents, not gang-based ones? We don't know. We don't know anything. We're living in a simulation. Now at number 2 is the white flag, shared by I'm Scud on the Randonautica challenge Instagram page. The video shows the user walking in the sandy area at night. They use a flashlight to light the way since the area was blocked off and restricted, and there they found a white flag in the middle of nowhere surrounded by a bunch of clothes. The clothes included a bra, jeans, socks, a discarded bag, and more. And there were way too many clothes for it to just belong to one person. There were a lot of people's clothes there, unless maybe it's just the closet of one person. This one just really rubbed me the wrong way because a white flag traditionally represents a surrender, am I right? And all these discarded clothes, it just gives me the impression that someone just raised the flag and gave up on themselves or life. I'm not really sure. I just have this gut feeling something bad happened to this person or people and we'll just never get to the bottom of it. And finally, at number 1 is the foreshadowing. Now just remember before I get into this story how the creator of the app Comrade used owls because they can influence the future, or they used owls so we can influence the future for the logo. Just keep that in mind. Now again, shared on the Instagram page Randonautica_challenge, this experience was utterly harrowing and was shared by user Vendula Granikova. So she first set her intention as something shocking, and she's the real MVP for actually stating what her intention was. You'd think an app based in intention, people would state what their intention was. Like, how does no one remember to do that when sharing their experience? Like, come on. Either way, the coordinates led her to an apartment building, and on the building next to it, there was a wall painting or a mural that the user took a picture of. The picture is actually quite nice. It's not shocking, but I guess the app isn't always a success. 2 weeks later, she decided to use the app again, and it led her to the same apartment building, but this time, 2 whole apartments had had a fire and 11 people had died. And that is shocking. But how did the app predict or know something shocking was about to happen in that area? Like, micropsychokinesis is one thing, but this is crazy. And that is it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Have you tried Randonautica? Let me know if you have down below, and tell me what your experiences have been. Have you been searching for something scary, something funny, something enlightening? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I'm your host, Eamon Hassan, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye! I don't have pockets? Stupid
things.
Oh, I do have a pocket. It's fake! Oh, wow. Sorry, guys. Wow, where'd I even make it? Wow. Wow, sexist clothing brands. That introduction was completely all over the place, but it's fine. At least I got through. Because I got to.